What if I told you the largest hotel in America is collapsing from the inside, and nobody's talking about it? MGM Grand, once the undisputed king of Las Vegas, with 5,044 rooms and 171,000 square feet of casino floor, is hemorrhaging money, trust, and its very soul. While tourists still flood through those emerald doors expecting magic, insiders know the truth. And today, we're revealing the 10 brutal realities MGM Grand desperately wants, buried beneath its fading green glow. By the time you see what's happening at number 1, you'll understand why this Vegas giant might not survive another 5 years. Number 10, the identity crisis. Once the crown jewel of the Strip, MGM Grand doesn't know what it wants to be anymore. Walk through those iconic emerald doors today, and you'll feel it immediately. The confusion, the disconnect, the desperate attempt to be everything to everyone while succeeding at nothing. Here's what's happening. MGM Grand was built as the entertainment colossus of Las Vegas. When it opened in 1993, it wasn't just a hotel. It was a destination. The Wizard of Oz theme, the massive Grand Adventures theme park, the promise of luxury at scale. That vision is dead. Today, you'll find $89 rooms advertised next to $500 suites. Budget buffets share space with celebrity chef restaurants charging $200 per person. The casino floor features $5 blackjack tables surrounded by high-limit rooms requiring $500 minimums. The numbers tell the story. MGM Grand's average daily rate fluctuates wildly between $150 and $400 depending on the season, compared to consistent pricing at focused properties like Bellagio or Park MGM. Guest satisfaction scores have dropped 18% since 2019, with the most common complaint being inconsistent experience. One TripAdvisor reviewer captured it perfectly. "I didn't know if I was at a Motel 6 or the Ritz. The lobby screams luxury, my room whispered budget motel." The property tries to cater to families with its pool complex and location near New York, while simultaneously pushing nightlife with Hakkasan and Wet Republic. Convention goers expecting business amenities find spring breakers doing body shots in the lobby. High rollers wanting exclusive treatment share elevators with bachelor parties wearing matching t-shirts. This identity crisis runs deeper than mixed messaging. Staff don't know how to treat guests anymore. Are you serving premium customers or price-conscious tourists? The confusion shows in every interaction, from check-in to checkout. MGM Grand spent $160 million on room renovations in 2012, but by 2025, those stay-well rooms feel dated while newer wings remain untouched. It's a Frankenstein property stitched together with no coherent vision. The result? MGM Grand captures neither market effectively. Luxury seekers choose Wynn or Cosmopolitan. Budget hunters head to Luxor or Excalibur. MGM Grand sits in no man's land, a 5,044-room monument to indecision. But if you think an identity crisis is troubling, wait until you hear about the technological disaster that shattered guest trust forever. Number 9. The tech gamble gone wrong. September 2023 should have been just another profitable month for MGM Grand. Instead, it became the moment everything changed. The cyber attack that brought MGM Resorts International to its knees didn't just cost money. It exposed vulnerabilities that still haunt every guest who swipes a room key. The attack was catastrophic. For 10 days, MGM's entire system went dark. Slot machines frozen, room keys dead, credit card systems offline. Guests stood in 4-hour lines just to check in, with staff manually writing down credit card numbers on paper. The scene was chaos. Tourists sleeping in lobbies, slot machines wrapped in caution tape, and the digital backbone of a modern casino empire completely severed. The financial hit was staggering. MGM reported $100 million in losses from the attack. But here's what they don't advertise. The recovery never fully happened. Even today, guests report glitches that feel like echoes of that September nightmare. Loyalty points disappearing. Room charges appearing twice. Slot machine payouts mysteriously delayed. The technology that should feel seamless now feels suspect. Former employees, speaking anonymously, paint an even darker picture. The attack wasn't just ransomware. It was a complete infiltration. Customer data, including social security numbers from credit applications, was compromised. While MGM offered credit monitoring to affected guests, the real damage was psychological. How do you trust a casino with your money when they couldn't protect your data? The whispers persist in online forums. Guests share stories of strange charges appearing months after their stays. Slot players swear the machines play differently since the attack, with random freezes that eat credits. Whether paranoia or pattern, the perception is poison for a business built on trust. MGM Grand tried to modernize with mobile check-in and digital room keys, but after the cyber attack, adoption rates plummeted. Guests actively request physical keys and paper receipts. The very technology meant to enhance the experience now serves as a reminder of vulnerability. Internal reports show that 40% of guests cite security concerns when asked about their hesitation to use MGM's app. The property installed new cybersecurity measures, supposedly military-grade encryption and monitoring. But the damage was done. In an industry where confidence is currency, MGM Grand's tech gamble didn't just fail, it shattered the illusion of control. Every frozen screen, every glitched transaction, every mysterious charge brings back memories of those 10 dark days. But technology failures are just the beginning. Next, we expose how MGM turned their most loyal customers into their harshest critics. Number 8. The loyalty backfire. MGM Rewards was supposed to be the golden handcuffs that kept gamblers coming back. Instead, it became the betrayal that sent them walking straight to Caesars. The program that once made players feel like VIPs now makes them feel like suckers, and the backlash is brutal. The destruction started in February 2022, when MGM merged their M Life and M Life Rewards into MGM Rewards. Overnight, benefits vanished. Pearl and Gold members who enjoyed complimentary parking suddenly faced $25 daily fees. Platinum members lost their guaranteed late checkout. The tier credits needed for status jumped by 25%, while the rewards earned per dollar spent dropped by nearly 30%. Longtime players watched their status evaporate. A Reddit user with 15 years of loyalty posted his story. 200,000 tier credits accumulated over a decade, suddenly worth half their previous value. Complimentary room nights that once covered weekends now only worked Monday through Thursday. Express comps that bought steakhouse dinners now barely covered the buffet. The math is insulting. To reach gold status today requires $4,000 in slot play or $13,330 in table games. That same status in 2019 required just $20,500 in slots. Meanwhile, the benefits at gold? Priority check-in lines that no longer exist, food credits slashed from $50 to $25, and resort fee waivers replaced with discounts. Players calculated they're spending 60% more for 40% fewer benefits. MGM Grand feels this betrayal most acutely. As the flagship property, it hosted the highest concentration of loyal players. Those same players now flood TripAdvisor with warnings. 20 years of loyalty meant nothing, writes one former Platinum member. My host doesn't even return calls anymore. The casino host program, once legendary for personal service, now manages triple the accounts with half the comp budget. Former hosts, speaking off the record, describe the impossible situation. They're told to recruit new players while offering fewer incentives than ever. One host revealed that discretionary comp budgets dropped 70% since 2022. Where they once could offer shows, dinners, and room upgrades to keep players happy, now they're limited to drink vouchers and buffet passes. The comparison to Caesars Rewards is devastating. While MGM tightens, Caesars maintains generous tier matching, better multipliers, and properties that actually honor benefits. The exodus is measurable. MGM's active reward membership dropped 12% year over year, with the highest losses among their most valuable players. But losing loyal customers is just one symptom of a bigger crisis. The very people supposed to serve those customers are disappearing too. Number 7. The overcrowded understaffing problem. Friday night at MGM Grand should feel electric. Instead, it feels like standing at the DMV. 4 working check-in desks for a hotel with 5,044 rooms. 2 bartenders covering the entire centrifugal bar. 1 cashier window open at the cage while hundreds wait to cash out. This isn't temporary. This is the new normal, at a property drowning in its own. Scale. The numbers are staggering. MGM Grand employed 8,500 people in 2019. Today, that number hovers around 5,900, a 30% reduction while maintaining the same massive footprint. The average guest-to-staff ratio has jumped from 3:1 to nearly 5:1. During peak hours, that ratio can hit 8:1. Every employee is doing the job of 2 people, and it shows in every frustrated face behind every counter. Real stories from real visits paint the picture. A family checking in at 9 p.m. on Saturday waited 3 hours and 17 minutes to reach the desk. The Starbucks line regularly stretches past the sports book, with waits exceeding 45 minutes for coffee. Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, once fully staffed with 12 servers, now operates with 6 on weekend nights. Tables sit empty, not because there aren't customers, but because there's nobody to serve them. Employee reviews on Indeed and Glassdoor reveal the internal collapse. Working mandatory doubles 3 times a week, writes one dealer. They promise to hire, but never do, says a housekeeper. The turnover rate hit 47% in 2024, meaning almost half the staff quits every year. New hires last an average of 4 months before burning out. The scheduling system makes it worse. MGM uses algorithmic scheduling that cuts hours when occupancy drops below 85%. But occupancy calculations ignore conference attendees and event crowds. So the casino looks manageable on paper while chaos erupts on the floor. Employees report being sent home during slow afternoons only to be called back for overwhelming night shifts. Guests feel the skeleton crew everywhere. Cocktail service that once circled every 15 minutes now takes an hour. Room service, if it arrives at all, takes 2 hours minimum. The pool bar closes at 6 p.m. not because guests leave, but because there's nobody to pour drinks. Even security has been slashed, with officers covering zones twice their previous size. The irony is crushing. MGM Grand has the physical space to dominate Vegas, the largest casino floor in Clark County, massive convention facilities, 30,000 square feet of retail space. But what good is scale when you can't staff it? This skeleton crew operation makes the property feel abandoned, not ambitious. Speaking of abandonment, that feeling gets worse when you see where guests are actually going instead. Number 6. The Mirage Effect. MGM Grand used to be the resort everyone else measured themselves against. Now it's the property tourists walk past on their way to somewhere better. The green giant that once dominated every Vegas postcard has become a backdrop to the real show happening at Resorts World in Fontainebleau. The contrast is painful. Resorts World opened with 3,500 rooms and immediately felt more advanced than MGM's 5,044. Their cashless gaming, seamless app integration, and 40 food options make MGM's setup look prehistoric. Fontainebleau's 67-story tower literally casts a shadow over MGM's suddenly squat profile. Even, Circa Downtown pulls younger crowds who used to default to MGM Grand. The technology gap is embarrassing. While Resorts World guests control their entire room through their phones, MGM Grand still uses key cards from 2012. Fontainebleau's digital art installations and interactive displays make MGM's static neon feel like a museum piece. Virgin Hotels, with just 1,504 rooms, offers personalized room tablets that make MGM's in-room experience feel like a Howard Johnson's. Architecture tells the story. MGM Grand's emerald exterior, revolutionary in 1993, now looks dated and dirty. The property spent millions on LED upgrades, but compared to Resorts World's 100,000 square foot LED display, MGM's improvements feel like putting a fresh coat of paint on a rust bucket. That massive lion entrance everyone remembers, gone since 2011, replaced by nothing memorable. The amenities gap keeps widening. Resorts World has multiple pools, including an infinity deck overlooking the Strip. Fontainebleau boasts 6 pools and a 55,000 square foot spa. MGM Grand's pool complex, once Vegas's largest, now feels cramped and chlorinated compared to these aquatic paradises. Even the basic gym at Resorts World makes MGM's fitness center look like a hotel afterthought. Social media tells the brutal truth. Instagram posts tagged at Resorts World outnumber MGM Grand tags 3.1, despite MGM's 30-year head start. TikToks from Fontainebleau regularly hit millions of views. MGM Grand content lucky to break 10,000. The property has become invisible to the very demographic it needs to survive. MGM knows they're losing. Internal documents leaked to Vegas forums show management discussing competitive positioning challenges and market share erosion to newer properties. Their solution? Marginal updates and marketing campaigns about their legacy. But tourists don't fly to Vegas for legacy. They come for the newest, biggest, best. And MGM Grand is none of those anymore. This obsolescence shows most clearly in their entertainment, where legendary stages now host shadows of former glory. Number 5. The Entertainment Exodus. David Copperfield, Howie Mandel, and a revolving door of comedians you might recognize from television. This is MGM Grand's 2025 entertainment lineup. And if it sounds underwhelming, that's because it is. The venue that once premiered Gladiator starring Russell Crowe and hosted Barbra Streisand's Millennium Concert has become where B-list acts go to collect paychecks. The decline is measurable. In 2019, MGM Grand hosted 312 unique performances across its multiple venues. By 2024, that number dropped to 189. The Grand Garden Arena, built for superstars, now sits dark 40% more often than 5 years ago. When acts do perform, they're often package deals shared with other MGM properties, not exclusive draws. Compare the history to today. This stage hosted Tyson versus Holyfield. The Rolling Stones played here. Janet Jackson's residency redefined Vegas. Entertainment. Now, David Copperfield performs the same show he's done for 15 years. Brad Garrett's comedy club features comedians most people need Google to identify. Jabberwockies, once revolutionary, now feels like watching a rerun of America's Best Dance Crew from 2008. The talent drain accelerated after COVID. Adele chose Caesar's Palace. Lady Gaga picked Park MGM. Carrie Underwood went to Resorts World. U2 built the Sphere. Every major artist looked at MGM Grand and decided their brand deserved better. The message is clear. MGM Grand is where entertainment goes to retire, not to innovate. Ticket sales confirm the crisis. Average show attendance dropped from 85% capacity to barely 60%. The K.A. Cirque du Soleil show, once selling out months in advance, now offers same-day discounts up to 40% off. Comedy shows paper the room with comps just to avoid performing to empty seats. The Tom Brady roast might have generated headlines, but regular programming generates yawns. Production values tell another story. While Wynn invests in elaborate staging and Venetian updates technical capabilities, MGM Grand's theaters run on equipment from the mid-2000s. Performers complain about outdated sound systems and lighting rigs that belong in a community theater, not a Vegas showcase. One touring manager called it performing in a time capsule. The future lineup looks worse. Spring 2025 features mostly tribute bands, nostalgia acts, and comedians past their prime. No residencies announced, no exclusive partnerships, no buzz. MGM Grand went from setting entertainment trends to desperately following them. Always 2 steps behind and 3 years late. The stages that once defined Vegas entertainment now embody its decline, but perhaps nothing embodies that decline more than what they're charging you to experience it. Number 4, the pricing paradox. Here's the scam nobody wants to admit. MGM Grand now charges Bellagio prices for circus service. Room rates have climbed 47% since 2019, while guest satisfaction scores plummeted to their lowest point in the property's history. You're literally paying more money for a worse experience, and the math proves it. The average room rate at MGM Grand hit $289 per night in 2024. Bellagio's average? $3. For that $23 difference, Bellagio guests get Italian marble bathrooms, botanical gardens, and service that actually exists. MGM Grand guests get rooms with furniture from 2012, views of air conditioning units, and the privilege of waiting 3 hours to check in. Real examples from real bookings expose the paradox. A standard king room for a Saturday night in March 2025, MGM Grand charges $419 before fees. Park MGM, literally next door and recently renovated, charges $379. Mandalay Bay, with better pools and restaurants, charges $390. MGM Grand has positioned itself as premium while delivering decidedly mid-tier accommodations. The suite pricing is even more insulting. MGM Grand's Skylofts, admittedly gorgeous, run $2,000 per night. For the same price, you could book a penthouse at Cosmopolitan with a private terrace, or split a villa at Wynn with butler service. Instead, MGM Grand thinks their dated luxury product deserves ultra-premium pricing because it's big? Former revenue managers who spoke anonymously explained the strategy. MGM corporate sets rates based on competitive positioning, not actual value. They see Bellagio charging $400 and think MGM Grand can charge $380. But Bellagio renovated every room by 2015. MGM Grand still has carpets that remember the Clinton administration. Guest reviews hammer this home. Paid $500 for a room that felt like a $150 Holiday Inn, writes one visitor. For these prices, I expected Wynn. I got Westgate, says another. The most common phrase in negative reviews? Not worth the money. That's a devastating verdict for a property that once defined Vegas value. The disconnect between price and product creates a trust breakdown. Guests feel scammed before they even start gambling. They're already resentful walking through the casino, already calculating how much they've overpaid. That emotional state is toxic for a business that depends on people feeling lucky and loose with money. MGM Grand transformed from a place that felt like winning to a place that feels like losing from the moment you book. Speaking of losing, wait until you experience the casino floor itself. Number 3, the casino floor fatigue. Walk onto MGM Grand's 171,500 square foot casino floor and you'll hear it immediately. Nothing. No energy, no excitement. Just the mechanical drone of 10,000 slot machines playing the same tired soundtrack on endless repeat. This is what Vegas becomes when corporations strip away everything except extraction. The floor plan hasn't meaningfully changed since 2012. Same carpet patterns, same machine layouts, same everything. While Resorts World created themed gaming districts and Circa built amphitheater-style sports betting, MGM Grand just rearranged deck chairs. They'll move a bank of machines 6 feet and call it a renovation. Meanwhile, the average age of their slot machines is 7 years old, ancient by Vegas standards. The atmosphere is suffocating. Cigarette smoke hangs thicker here than newer properties with modern ventilation. The lighting, supposedly upgraded to LED, somehow makes everyone look sick. The sound design is psychological torture. Every machine plays its jingle at maximum volume, creating a wall of noise that doesn't excite but exhausts. Table games tell the same story. Craps tables with 25 minimums sit empty, while the lone $10 table has players stacked 3 deep. Blackjack dealers, the few remaining, look dead behind the eyes, mechanically dealing to guests they'll never remember. The poker room, once legendary, now runs just 10 tables when Bellagio runs 30. Even the high-limit room feels like a library, not a playground for whales. The cocktail service has become a joke. Servers who once circulated every 15 minutes now appear every hour, if you're lucky. When they do arrive, the drinks are watered beyond recognition. One regular player posted a photo of his vodka tonic that was essentially tonic with a whisper of alcohol. Even free drinks aren't worth it anymore, he wrote. Players describe a feeling of being watched, not for security but for extraction. Facial recognition tracks your play. Algorithms calculate your worth. Hosts only appear if you're losing enough. The human element that made gambling social has been replaced by surveillance capitalism. You're not a guest having fun, you're a data point being optimized. The most damning evidence? Time on device has plummeted. The average player now spends just 47 minutes on the casino floor, down from 72 minutes in 2019. People literally can't stand being there. They gamble less, leave faster, and don't come back. MGM Grand created a casino experience so soulless that even degenerate gamblers find it depressing. But the emotional drain of the casino floor is nothing compared to the financial drain of simply existing at MGM Grand. Number 2, the hidden fee spiral. The receipt that went viral said everything. $89 room rate, $485 final bill. Welcome to MGM Grand's fee structure, where the advertised price is just the opening act in an elaborate con game. Every surface, every service, every breath of air seems to trigger another charge. Start with the resort fee, $44.22 per night. For that, you get free Wi-Fi that barely works, gym access to equipment from 2003, and local phone calls nobody makes. But that's just the appetizer. Early check-in, $30 minimum, $60 if you want your room before 1 p.m. Late checkout, another $40 if they're feeling generous. The minibar deserves its own investigation. MGM Grand uses sensor technology that charges you the moment you touch anything. Pick up a $18 Snickers bar to check the expiration date? Charged. Move a $25 bottle of water to reach your phone charger? Charged. Guests report fighting $200 minibar bills for items they never consumed. The sensors are so sensitive that housekeeping vibrations can trigger charges. Parking, once Vegas's great freebie, now costs $25 for self-park, $40 for valet. But here's the trick. They don't tell you the garage elevators stop working after midnight, so that valet isn't optional. It's forced. Conference attendees discovered a processing fee of $3.95 per parking transaction. That's a fee to pay a fee. The pool might be free, but chairs cost $40. Cabanas run $400 minimum, plus a required $100 food credit you can only use on $30 nachos and $80 beers. Towels are complimentary, but lose one and it's $50. The gym charges $15 for a water bottle. The business center charges $1 per page to print your boarding pass. Restaurant bills include surprises. That 18% automatic gratuity, it doesn't go entirely to servers. A kitchen appreciation fee of 3% gets added. A processing charge of 2.5%. For credit cards, one couple's anniversary dinner came with a $50 special occasion fee for mentioning the celebration. Even checking out costs extra. Print a receipt, $5 documentation fee. Need a bellhop? $10 per bag handling charge, plus tip. Email your bill, free. But mysteriously arrives with marketing spam you never signed up for. Former employees revealed the strategy. Every department has fee targets. Managers get bonuses for increasing ancillary revenue. The front desk agent who waives your early check-in fee, they're tracked and penalized. The system is designed to extract maximum dollars through minimal disclosure. Guests don't realize the true cost until they're trapped. This nickel and diming hasn't just annoyed customers, it's destroying something far more valuable. Number 1. The brand crumble. MGM Grand wasn't just a hotel, it was a promise. The promise that regular people could experience extraordinary things, that blue-collar families could feel like royalty for a weekend, that Vegas was about more than money. It was about magic. That promise is dead, and MGM Grand killed it. The property that opened December 18, 1993, as the City of Entertainment, has become the mausoleum of everything wrong with modern Vegas. It's no longer about creating experiences. It's about extracting value. Not about building memories. It's about maximizing revenue per available room. The transformation from entertainment destination to corporate spreadsheet isn't just sad. It's symbolic of Vegas's soul being auctioned to the highest bidder. Remember what MGM Grand represented? The Wizard of Oz greeting families at the entrance. The Grand Adventures theme park where kids could play while parents gambled. The lions in the glass habitat, roaring over the casino floor. Every element designed to create wonder. Now, the wizard is gone. The theme park was demolished. The lions were removed. Wonder has been replaced by algorithms. The numbers reveal the death spiral. Market share among strip casinos dropped from 8.7% to 5.9% since 2019. Convention bookings are down 32%. Guest return rate, the percentage who come back within a year, crashed from 40% to 22%. These aren't statistics. They're a brand bleeding out in real time. Employee morale tells the human story. Glassdoor ratings hit 2.3 stars, with comments like soul-crushing, and corporate greed killed this place. One bartender with 20 years at MGM Grand wrote, "I used to be proud telling people where I worked. Now I'm embarrassed." When your own employees are ashamed, your brand isn't struggling, it's dying. The comparison to competitors is brutal. While Wynn represents luxury, Venetian offers romance, and Caesars celebrates excess, MGM Grand represents what exactly? Size without substance, scale without soul. A massive property that feels empty even when full. The very things that made it special have been stripped away, leaving a hollow shell trading on memories of better days. MGM Grand, became the perfect metaphor for corporate Vegas, extracting maximum profit while delivering minimum joy. Every decision optimizes for quarterly earnings, not guest experience. Every innovation involves removing something human and replacing it with something digital. Every interaction feels transactional because it is. The Green Giant hasn't just lost its way, it's lost its reason to exist. In a city built on dreams, MGM Grand now represents the nightmare. What happens when corporations forget that hospitality means humanity? The brand hasn't just crumbled, it's become a warning. This is what Vegas becomes when the house doesn't just win, it stops playing altogether.